Hello and welcome to MediaCorp's live coverage of the 29th edition of the SEA Games. Marjula Singapura, as these girls hoping to march onwards in their first match here for the 29th edition of the SEA Games. Kuala Lumpur 2017 is set to be action-packed, and we'll be here bringing you closer every step of the way on Octo Sports as well as on Toggle. Singapore versus Brunei, the first fixture for the netball tournament taking place at the Games.
The players for today's game.
This was also the first fixture in the 2015 edition of the Games,
Second match for today.
when the Games were hosted on Singapore's shores.
7 on-court players, please step forward to the sideline to be introduced.
Athlete introductions about to take place. Here we go, the Royal Bees of Brunei. A relatively young squad. They've just got 5 returning players from last year's, overall shorter and younger compared to the Singapore squad. Their average age of this squad is just 23 years old compared to Singapore's 25.
Can I have all the 7 on-court players to be sideline? Step forward to the sideline.
7 players from each side. Each squad boasts 12 players as we take a look at the Brunei layup there. Captain Siti Marhayati, one of the returning players from the 2015 squad, back again. She's the captain, but she's rather young. She's only 22 years old. She is also one of the tallest players in her squad, standing at 171 centimeters.
Telecast to be on, then you
Today she wears the goal attack as we take a look at the Singapore lineup. We see a lot of familiar names here. Charmaine Soh, Vanessa Lee, captain, playing wing defence here today. But I bet you can't wait to see Parvin back on the court, and we've got debutant To Kai Wei as well. It's the first time she'll be playing in such a big competition here representing Singapore. Our centre, Nurul Baizura, also returning.
And Singapore.
Now, the last time these two met at the 2015 SEA Games, it worked out in Singapore's favour. The final result of that score was 72-21. Singapore trounced to victory there. Take a look at the Singapore coach. Now, interestingly, Singapore just returned from doing a bit of training down in Australia and also in New Zealand. Their final bit of prep work actually included working with defence specialist and former Silver Ferns coach Yvonne Willering. Last, they also got a chance to link up with their former coach Ruth Aitken in New Zealand. That was quite a special time for them. The Royal Bees, as I said, quite a lot shorter if you look at their stature compared to the Singaporeans. A lot of them still in the 160 range. Their tallest player, Nur Syuhaidah, 175. That's compared to Singapore's tallest player, Li, standing tall at 196. So overall, the Singaporeans looking to dominate in terms of height But what I'm sure the Bruneians have is that little sprightly effort where they'll be springing backwards and forwards. Characteristic that you see with a lot of the shorter netball players. A giant spring in their step. That's why you tend to see the center position players tend to be a little bit shorter, but a lot more bouncy. So we said it's Nurul Baizura center for Singapore.
We want to introduce the 7 on-court players
For the Royal Bees,
for Brunei and Singapore. Please
it'll be
step
Athiyyah,
forward to the sideline
vice captain for the
7 on-court
Royal Bees.
players. To the sideline, Singapore. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen from Brunei, goal shooter Abdul Hamid and make some noise, guys. Make some noise. Yeah.
There we go, the Malaysian
That's
crowd's
the
just
spirit.
warming up.
Goal attack Ahmad SM.
The Malaysians were
Wing
playing
attack,
just before this
Awang Haji Hassan
against Thailand.
SNM.
Malaysia coming out on top in that match. Starting out strong. They are looking to be the hot favourites. The hosts are looking to dominate in this tournament.
Wing defense Pangeran Abdul Rahman DK.
We're welcoming these netballers to the Dwara
Nurafiqah
Stadium in Bukit Kiara.
and goalkeeper Haji Sukri SNSF. And for the team Singapore,
Here we go, the Singaporeans being welcomed out on court. Charmaine Soh.
Goal attack Zhang Ailin.
All the names being
Wing attack,
shortened here.
Lim K. Santa Nurul B.
That was Kimberly Lim. Nurul Baizura.
Defense Lee V.
Vanessa Lee.
Goal defense
Captain.
Nur AA. And our least
Nur
goalkeeper
Aqilah Afiqah.
DOS. Ladies and gentlemen, umpire
Shina
for
Teo.
the second match, Nathan Begley,
Will be hoping to block
James Matthews,
all of
and
Brunei's
reserve
attacks as
umpire
goalkeeper.
Budika. For both teams, good luck and be the best team win. Here you are, guys. Give you Brunei and Singapore.
There we go, Nathan Begley, James Matthews and Budika, our umpires for this match. Four quarters of 15 minutes. In roughly an hour we'll find out how Singapore intends to start in this competition. I'm sure they're looking to be as strong as they were last time round. They snagged the gold, beating Malaysia narrowly by 3 points. However, the tables have turned. We're now on Malaysia's home turf. And I'm sure the Malaysian crowds, as well as the Malaysian team, won't make it easy for Singapore to go all the way. Singapore in the red, Brunei in the black and yellow. As we wait for the whistle to go and for play to start. Bear in mind there are 5 nations taking part in the games this time round in netball. Singapore, Malaysia, Brunei, Thailand and the Philippines. This is only the 3rd time that netball is being included in the games though. Malaysia, a traditional powerhouse in the region though. Singapore in good spirits. There we go, the ball coming out. There we go. Nurul Baizura to start. Some crisp passes there. And there we go, it's the first one in for Singapore. making easy work of it. Charmaine doing a great job there as we send it quickly back to the centre for Brunei to take it over. Knocked away by the Singaporeans. Thrown from the sideline. Some quick leg work there from the Bruneians, but not quite enough. Charmaine passes it across to Nurul Baizura again. Just a little bit long, and out it goes. So like I said, it's 4 quarters of 15 minutes, which usually sees some quite high scoring rounds. Nicely blocked. Sent across is the long pass there. Straight down. Baizura sends it over, but just goes back off the back line. Height really coming into play here. The Singaporeans just seem to have a little bit of edge. Fast-paced action there. Oh, little bit of contact. So it's Charmaine, and she just misses the rebound. And it's over to Brunei as they make it down quickly, but not enough support. Farrell, the wing attack. A real stalwart there. Free pass there for the Singaporeans. Nice reach there. Good, Charmaine knows where she needs to be. Slick little bounce pass there. And it's in for another one for Singapore, courtesy of Zhang Ailin. Cool as a cucumber. It was almost a 3-pass wonder there. Charmaine sets it up and gets it in, sinks it in for another easy point. It's 3-0 to Singapore at the moment against Brunei. Beautiful. No hesitation there from Charmaine. Foul again. Everywhere. Oh, nicely intercepted and thrown across. Kimberly getting it, sending it over to Charmaine, who sends it back to Baizura. Zhang getting in yet another. Singapore making easy work of this so far, but it is early days. We're only 5 minutes in. And it could go either way. But Singapore are looking strong. They've been training really, really hard in the lead up to this tournament as they get another one in. They've just come off the back of the Summer Quad Series in Belfast, Ireland. Now they finished 3rd. Contact. Now when one of the players fouls another with contact, they do have to stand next to their opponent. Brunei gets in there first, courtesy of Mar, their captain, but it's straight down the other end, and Charmaine sinking in yet another for Singapore. 6-1 now. It's only been 5 minutes. Singapore looking very composed. They have been working on their defensive game quite a lot, which may not come into play so much here, but when they go up against Malaysia, that is when they will need everything they've got. The rules very strict here in netball as we get one more in for Singapore. More contact. Singapore making easy work of it there, Charmaine. Doing a great job as we go back to centre. The Bruneians with another opportunity to get it down to their end, but nicely intercepted. Interesting. Shina Teo, goalkeeper, comes all the way out to intercept that one. Great teamwork here from the Singaporeans. So quick. They just know exactly where each other's going to be. Bruneians going long. Intercepted by Singapore. Nurul Baizura picks up the loose ball. Bruneians on their heels. But again, a lot of short passes, which, to be fair, works in their favour. They don't have the height advantage or the length and reach of the Singaporeans. So by keeping short balls, they're actually managing to pass it quickly amongst each other. As you can see there, it's resulted in another goal for them. Their second now. 8-2. Singapore still leading. Charmaine sets it up. Doesn't miss. 9-2. Farrell always there. Setting it back into Farrell once again. Losing her balance just a little bit there. Ma not quite keeping it together. Oh, brilliant jump and reach there. Lovely long balls from the Singaporeans. There you go. Right across the third of the court. Tips it in. Charmaine really on form here. Her height of 177 cm really helping her when it comes to sinking in those shots. But then you see it here again with Zhang Ailin. She stands at 167, 10 cm shorter, but having no issues whatsoever. 11-2 to Singapore. Ayin. Over to Ma. Ma sets it up. Yes, another one in. Nicely done there for Brunei. 11-3. She may be young, 22 years old, but she's got the composure of someone much older. And that's why she's captain. Brunei making full use of that court and of the boundaries as well. Goalkeeper can only go to the end of their third. In terms of passing it out, (11-4), another one from Ma. Singaporeans are not making it easy for them to make space. Farrell. Ayin setting up for the shot, and it's in. It's another one for Brunei. They're closing the gap, surely. Singaporeans now just have to bring their game a little bit more. Lovely interception there. Oh, Singapore return it. 3 seconds. That's the maximum duration you're allowed to hold on to a ball without moving. Foul. Reaching high for that ball. Going long, but going long with the Singaporeans is always going to be difficult because they've got the height. The Bruneians seem to finally be in the swing of things. The Royal Bees bring in their sting. Ma with the opportunity to close the gap once again. Oh, she misses, and on the rebound it's the Singaporeans who get the ball. Up. Pushed out. Farrell sends it long. And it's Ayin who sinks it in. The goal number 6. Brunei's trying to make space amongst the sea of red. Which means sometimes they have to go backwards a bit. You can see there, Nurul Baizura really getting everywhere. Singaporeans quick to get on their feet again. Passing it back. Oh. Rebound and intercepted by the Bruneians. Oh, clear one for Ayin. And she's not going to miss from there. 11-7. The Singaporeans now not sitting on as comfortable a lead. Only 4-point difference. They're going to need to work on that defensiveness. Ailin rebounding, but she catches it. And sinks it in. There we go. A little more comfortable with a 5-point lead. The concentration on her face. She didn't want to miss that one. Farrell. Strong, confident pass to Ma, who misses the shot. It's intercepted. Nur Aqilah sends it over. Ooh. Close calls there as it's Charmaine now. Look at that. Lovely interception, getting lots of air. She turns. Charmaine didn't miss that one. Will she miss this one? No, she won't. 14-7. The Singaporeans now doubling the lead with less than a minute to go in this quarter. Travelling. Once you have the ball, you can only move one step, providing that you only landed with one. The Singaporeans clearly not wanting to waste any time here. Vanessa intercepting that one. Charmaine setting herself up in a better position. Looking comfortable. 3 seconds left. Singaporeans leading 15-7. And there's the whistle for the end of the first quarter. Singapore leads 15-7 for Brunei. So welcome once again to Kuala Lumpur 2017, this edition of the SEA Games. We're starting with the netball competition in the women's team preliminary round in the match between Brunei and Singapore. Singapore currently leading 15-7. Singapore holding strong, but Brunei weren't willing to let go. Came back fighting halfway through that quarter.
And we're not punching too hard. And also the back line, we need support, so not in the side line, but so the back here is to get right? By control, right? Simple stuff. Simple, and not have to have a long one. So one shot, drop it long way. Right? In other side of just have to watch for the long passes as they come. Just be alert. It's okay to stay away, you know, but you just be alert for the next one.
That is why, for the last 40 years, FPT has been a dedicated partner to the SEA Games movement. FPT, creating excellence in sports.
You may not get a ball, but you play so nicely forward. So that was very good. So there must be options must be there. Because there wasn't a lot of interest about we threw it away. So I would try some place for the prize, that is for me. Very good. They say, so I mean, say punch through, so that at least they contact the ball. Let's have the ball for like, right? Let's try to want to see it in the next. We want to see it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, can you please show some love for Team Singapore? Show some love for Team Brunei! I think everyone can do a little bit better than that. I know it's already close to 6 p.m., but I feel like it's a little bit louder. Can you do that for me? Wake it up! Alright! One more time, ladies and gentlemen, show some love to Team Brunei! Now show some love to Team Singapore!
Come on, I know there's a lot of love for Team Singapore. Show some love for Team Singapore!
Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, if you have the number 29 in your identification card, we will giving away some prizes, so stay tuned.
For those of you joining us here on Toggle, welcome. This is the SEA Games coming to you live from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Singapore in their opening match against Brunei. The current score is 15-7. And it's a strong start for Brunei. We overheard the Singapore coach telling them they need to mix up their shots. Long and short, don't just rely on the long balls. But the Bruneians seem to have the short balls down. Contact called. Yet another obstruction, making it easy for Singapore to lay up another shot. courtesy of Charmaine. Nice bounce pass low for Charmaine to pick up. Despite her height, she actually gets down really easily, managing to intercept these shots, which I don't think the Bruneians always expect. Singapore on the offense again. Quick passes into Charmaine. Charmaine has 74 international caps for Singapore as she sinks in yet another one. 19-8 now. The Bruneians seem to have lost some of that steam that they found halfway through that first quarter. So, very stocky figure on the court. She's very effective. No options there for Nur Aqilah. Busy in that D. The Singaporeans came out better in that one. Lovely long balls as it's Ma on the floor. Baizura sends it in. It's Ailin with another one for Singapore. .28 now in favour of Singapore. Very long ball there for the Bruneians. Not quite characteristic of their play, but it worked in their favour. Just a shame they weren't able to convert that one. Missing out on that. Back the other way. I'm missing it, but managing to retrieve the rebound and making up for it. It's another one for Brunei. You have to be quick. If you miss that first shot, you really do need to make sure that somebody picks up that rebound. Careless mistake there. Lucky she won the ball back. Ain once again. Doesn't miss this time. Contact. 3 feet is the distance that's required when defending a shot or trying to obstruct. Nice try there from Charmaine to keep the ball in play, and there's nice long ball going cross court. Over to Ma, who sends it all the way down now to Ayin. back to Ma, but she's out. Singapore claims that one. Baizura trying to spin that across. Ailin just missing out on that shot. Another long ball, but too far. Sends it straight out of court. Singapore girls still smiling. They're enjoying this. Nice way to start their campaign here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's another one from Charmaine. 22-10 now. Oh, brilliant interception. Charmaine seriously on form. So if you're joining us on Toggle, you may be wondering why we're showing the SEA Games now. The actual games don't officially start until the 19th of August. But as with a lot of the team sports, we have to start a little bit earlier to fit everything within the 2-week schedule. Charmaine setting up for another shot. And it's another. The games will be taking place between the 19th and 30th of August 2017, with the ASEAN Para Games being held from September 17th to 23rd. The games also coincide with the celebration of Malaysia's 60th Independence Day as well as Malaysia Day, happening on the 31st of August. It's also the 6th time that Malaysia hosts the biennial games. They'll be equaling Thailand's record of holding the most number of SEA Games since they started. (1959) was when the inaugural SEA Games took place, except it was called the Southeast Asian Peninsula Games back then. Countries taking part at that time: Thailand, Burma, Malaysia, Singapore, South Vietnam and Laos, with just 12 sports being competed. We've rather expanded that repertoire this time round. We're seeing 2 of those countries, Singapore and Brunei. Here today at the Dwara Stadium. (27-10). Singapore is taking the lead here and running away with it against the Royal Bees. Just as I say that, it's another one for Ma. And as quickly as you say that, and as we watch the replay, Singapore scored yet again. Singaporeans have done a fine job of staking their dominance in this sport. Singapore are currently ranked 18th in the world according to the International Netball Federation. That was as of July, when the last round of tournaments ended. Malaysia sitting a few spots behind them in 21. They've actually gone down 2 spots. But that should be no indication of how fiercely they're going to try and contest this SEA Games. Malaysia are also the Asian champions. They won the 2016 Asian Netball champs. In that competition, Singapore came third, just behind Sri Lanka in second. Just under 3.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Kimberly passing it over to Ailin. Who gets yet another for Singapore. 29 now Singapore standing at, to Brunei's 11. Make that 30. Nicely done there. Ailin doing a great job. But Singapore has an answer. They always have an answer, don't they? I knocked down there. Oh, it looked like quite a nasty bump actually. But Adam, up and Adam. Quick wipe of the floor to make sure it's not slippy. A little bit of sweat can actually send someone flying on these surfaces. Look at the reach that Baizura has. Another one for Charmaine. The girls starting to break a bit of a sweat, but they still look composed. 1 minute to go in this quarter, where Singapore has increased their lead by doubling it and then some. And a little bit more some. 33-12 now. The Bruneians scrambling a bit. Their shots just not quite as clean, and they don't seem to have the pace that they had earlier on. There we go. Mar, team captain. And goal attack. There we go. Time called on that one. A little bit early. But there you have it. Singapore have ended that second quarter still in the lead. 33-13 against Brunei.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter the third quarter of Brunei versus Singapore. So then, ladies and gentlemen, please give these two teams a round of applause. Are you guys enjoying the game so far? Enjoy. Alright, now I'm going to give you guys this netball over here. It's designed by our Malaysian team. I need somebody who has number 29 in your identification card. Tidak ada nombor 29 dalam IC dan pasport. Really, you have. Come on, come. Yeah. Oh wow, happy birthday to Ode. 2 months straight. Alright, come on. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name? Anas. Okay, Anas. Have you ever played netball? Wah, semangat. Betul lagi Anas? Siap Anas. Alright. Anas. Hey. Okay, have you ever played netball? Main tak? Tak pernah main? Okay, tak apa. Alright, ladies, do you need to enjoy it? Kan? Put a bit lah. Belakang lagi. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, come on. Yeah. Okay. Better? Getting better, right? Okay, come on. Tak boleh, kena jauh. Alright, one more try, come on. Don't embarrass yourself in front of people in Thailand, okay? Boleh lah. Alright, thank you Anas, congratulations. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, remember we will be giving out exclusive prizes here at the City Games. All you need to have is the number 29 on your identification card, on your passport, your driver's license, also pen, don't worry. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, before we invite the two teams to continue on the third quarter of the game, can you please show some love to Team Brunei? Now please show some support to our other neighbors, Team Singapore! Alright. Now we have here, since the beginning of the game, all the way from the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love to Team Philippines and Team Thailand. Thank you so much for being with us here at City Juara for the first day of our netball competition. Remember, we will be here until this Sunday. I'm super nervous to find out who will, move over to the semi-final and who will move over towards the finals. And again, I want to remind everyone, if you are taking photos, no flash photography. And if you're uploading any of your photos on social media, please use the hashtag #RisingTogether. Not everyone, come on. Alright, one time. Let's go! Make some noise! Make some noise for Team Brunei! Any Bruneians here? One of the players, any Bruneians? All! Where are you guys from? Wait, Brunei, yeah! All I have is one, that's it. Yes, I got it right. Everyone? Are you guys having family member thing? Are you guys serious? You just fought. Just fought up. Where's going on? All of them. Wow. All of them. Okay. Alright. One last cheer for Team Singapore. One last cheer for Team Singapore. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Team Singapore. The competition between Brunei and Singapore.
Couple of substitutions as we get ready for the third quarter here. The match between Singapore and Brunei at Singapore 33, Brunei 13. Most noticeably, we see a very tall Chen Li standing in as goalkeeper for Singapore. Standing very tall, 196 centimeters. And her defense proving very effective there. She is head and shoulders above her opposition. No joke. Is for the Royal Bees. Getting one for Brunei. But Singapore answers with another one of their own. Courtesy of Charmaine Soh. Farrell has now switched bibs. She's playing centre for Brunei, which is quite apt because she is absolutely everywhere. As we see Fizz setting up for another shot, missing getting the ball in, but not quite quick enough. Chen going long. Over to Melody, back all the way down to Charmaine, who's looking for an out. It's another for Singapore. Courtesy of Jocelyn. Taking Ailin's place. A little bit scrappy there. So at this point, after the second quarter, the last time these two teams met at the 2015 SEA Games, it was 39-8. Brunei doing a little better this time round. 36-14. Farrell again. Is taking the shot, sending it back out to Farrell to set up, but intercepted nicely by Chun-Li Lee. Combination of passes gets it all the way down. Doesn't take long for the Singaporeans to belt it down to the other end of the court. Charmaine with the free throw there, not missing. Another one for Singapore. They work quick. You gotta give them that. You're actually seeing the style of play changing now between the Singaporeans. Taking their coach's advice. A mixture of long and short passes. The Bruneians also seem a little more feisty in this third. Is doing the majority of the scoring. Nur Hafiza binti Haji Abdul Siddiq. Another one for Charmaine. Farrell jumping in there, sending the shot just over Fizz. Very disappointing. Chun sending the shot. And it goes long across the Melody. Ma, despite Lily's reach, just sneaking it over the hands and that look of triumph. Charmaine with a long lunge to keep hold of the ball and sink it in for number 40 for Singapore. The Bruneians a little bit quicker now. Nicely done by Mark. Celebrating and allowing that little bit of celebration as they seem to be picking up the pace here. Oh, Singapore missing that one. Intercepted by the Bruneians, who have worked fast to get it down to their end of the court. Farrell. They keep trying to make a bit of space, but the problem is the moment it's gone out of play, Singapore has the opportunity to reposition themselves, and it's always going to be hard. If you've got Chun-Li Lee to go up against. But they're making good work of it. Fizz just getting it out of her reach. 40-18. They seem buoyed by their recent flurry of goals. Farrell ignored there on the other side of the court. Oh, bounce pass and it's intercepted by Chun. But the ball's given to Brunei. Swept over wasted opportunities, especially when you have that free pass. Fair amount of contact there. Singapore determined not to lose their momentum. Charmaine gets a little bit closer now. Jocelyn making her mark now. Farrell sending it long. A lot more reach in these Bruneians. They're jumping higher, they're moving faster. Missed opportunity there. But they'll have another chance. Oh, just over. Ma has a chance to redeem. And there we go. In 10 minutes, they've scored the same number of goals that they had in the entire previous quarter. Let's see if they can improve on their last one. Charmaine getting the rebound and sinking it in for yet another. Now making it number 21 for Brunei. Oh, nice interception by the Bruneians. And it seems like the crowd is really getting behind Brunei on this one. Long ball, but the umpire calls it. Contact on the side, so the Singaporeans make it full use of this, but sending that shot long. Ailin just sending it over the back line. Shu putting the ball back in play as Farrell looks for an out. Farrell is fast. She does make her way around the court, but the Singaporeans have intercepted it. Out to Charmaine. Will she take it from here? Yes, she will, and she sinks in yet another one for Singapore. It's number 43. She's looking for someone. She finds Farrell. And we've got a quick timeout as bibs have flown. There we go. And it's another one for Brunei. Brilliant effort. 43-22. It could be a long shot to ask for them to catch up and overtake the Singaporeans, but they're definitely going to try. Jocelyn run to ground. Tipped out of their hands. The Bruneians still in control here. Contact. Fizz. Over to Farrell, back to Fizz as she repositions herself for another. Brilliant positioning there from the Bruneians. She's got such grace in the air. Fizz just turning. And the loose ball gets picked up by the Singaporeans. All the way down. Fast interception, but just maybe a little bit too fast. Charmaine. Ball open for the rebound. Intercepted by the Bruneians. Farrell with the ball. Farrell again. Fizz looking for an out. Melody and Chun over on the side. So it's all clear for Fizz to score yet another. She is on a roll, this woman. 27 years of age. If she wasn't playing netball, she'd be playing basketball. I wonder what sport Charmaine would be playing as she gets another one in for Singapore. (44-24). 20 goals separate them now. But there's only 30 seconds left on the clock, and the Bruneians are going to make every second count here. And it's another one, courtesy of Ma, who is desperately trying to close that gap. Already their result better than 2015. Another one there from Jocelyn. Very long ball. Courtesy of Fizz, but it's no goal as there was travelling. What a shame. It would have been so beautiful. Good effort, and they know it. And they know it. One too many steps there, unfortunately. Oh, look at the exasperation on her face. 45-25 in Singapore's favour. Right here at the end of the third quarter at the Dwara Stadium here at Kuala Lumpur 2017.
To make it all happen, for you, for the planet, for our tomorrows, to make everyone search for better, a much brighter one, an unimaginable, better, brighter.
What? Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one here, but in the meantime, as usual, we do the sound check and the crowd check.
Yes.
All right, we want to know tonight's audience, where are you? This is London for Singapore, where are you? Awesome, want to hear about that.
Okay, can we see a show of hands? I already know where the Bruneians are at. I want to see where the Singaporeans are at. Who are not the athletes. Who specifically came. Only two. What's the rest? Ah, there you go, there you go. Sorry? The rest are Malaysians. They're all in Singapore. Oh, okay. Alright. Tell them to come now. What's this? 6 hours drive only, 1 hour by flight. So next Monday. So ladies and gentlemen, we do want to thank all of our sponsors for the SEA Games. And we want to thank everyone for dropping by to hear what we say. But I want to exhaust everyone's voice. But not loud, right? Correct, Nurulain?
That is right, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, I'm a colleague of Bridges, who is on you to speak on the meeting. I want you to speak 24/7/365. But if you see a TV screen, you make some noise, you get that balls on with your cheer. So once again, Brunei! Singapore! There we go.
Two of our Singaporean friends, where are the two Singaporeans in the song? Is there a specific chant to cheer the Singapore team? Like Malaysia way. For Singapore, is there? Is there one? Not that you know of. Oh man. So let's make one for them now. Let's make one. Yeah, go Singapore. Go Singapore, go. Alright, can you do that for me? Represent all the Singaporeans in the stadium. Oh man. Next game. Okay, thank you for everybody today, ladies and gentlemen. The last quarter of
And here we go, the fourth and final quarter between Singapore and Brunei here at the Juara Stadium. 45-25. That's the current score, with Singapore leading. But Brunei have definitely picked up this pace in the last quarter. And they're starting strong yet again. Fizz sinking one in to make it 26. She's been working exceptionally hard here. But so have the Singaporeans, Charmaine Soh especially. Fizz trying to set up for the shots. So, Melody taking goalkeeper duties. From Chanili. Great interception there. Look at that reach as she just jumps over and knocks it out of her hands. Fizz just didn't stand a chance there. Captain Ma laying up the shot, sinks another one in for Brunei. So far this quarter, Brunei have been exceptionally strong. Singapore will be disappointed if they let that lead go to waste. A 20-point lead is now being chipped away at point by point by point by the Bruneians. Singapore with potentially their first chance at scoring in this fourth quarter. Charmaine steps up and it rolls over the edge. Ailin sends it back in and Charmaine manages to get it on the second attempt. Wow, look at them go. Brunei is really working hard here. Ailin with another. She's setting up for yet another. She doesn't miss. 29 now for the Bruneians as Singapore make their way back to centre. But it looks like Fizz may have taken a knock to the eye. But play resumes. Charmaine with another for Singapore. Farrell back to the centre. Brilliant leaps there. Farrell making herself available, sending it across to Fizz, who gets knocked out. It seems like she's taking a bit of a battering. And it's one more, courtesy of Fizz. Singapore almost mechanical the moment they have the ball. It's straight down and into the goal. Zhang Ailin, who was sent out into the field in that third quarter, but back to shooting duties in the fourth. 10 minutes to go. Missed opportunity there for the Bruneians. Kimberly sending it halfway down the court. for the Singaporeans. It only takes them 2 passes to get all the way down. (50-30) to Singapore. They've re-established their 20-point lead that they had earlier on. Athiyyah taking a bit of a knock there. But it's another one for Singapore. Brunei seem to be trying the longer balls, but the short ball game really does work for them. They've used a lot less bounce passes in this 4th quarter. They're just losing the pace just a little bit. Elegant, so elegant. Nicely recovered there as Charmaine takes a shot, sends it just over to be intercepted by the Bruneians. Charmaine with another attempt. When playing netball, it's almost like you've got to wait for the defender to make that first defensive move. Because it's very hard to do a double defense block. Cool, calm and collected, Charmaine. 53-30. Not quite as strong a lead as they had the last time round. (72-21) in 2015. But this time Brunei seem a lot stronger. And I think they caught Singapore off guard a little bit. You could see it in that 2nd quarter. Singapore only managed to get in 3 goals. More than the previous quarter. There we go, Ma making her mark once again. Lovely footwork there by the Bruneians. Ma setting up for the shot. Oh, just off the rim. But there was contact, so she gets another shot. Again, just off the rim, but intercepted by Melody, who sends it long. Bruneians back with the ball. Farul sending it over to Ma. Great shot there from Fizz. Ailin with another for Singapore. Seems like every time Brunei think they're getting a little bit more of an edge, Singapore respond back with their answer. Nope, you're not having it. It's ours. A little bit of scrappy footwork there. Ball through from the ground to Charmaine, who makes it 55 for Singapore. 5 minutes left on the clock. Oh, with the penalty. Make that 56. Singapore playing a lot more defensively this time round. Whilst not compromising on that precise shooting that Charmaine lovely long ball. Look at the concentration in her face with 3 minutes left to go. Another one in there from Ailin. Brilliant effort there from the Brunei, so. Oh. Kimberly making a solid effort. Setting Ailin up once again, but it's Charmaine on the rebound. With 2 minutes left, it's 61-34. Oh, Charmaine just missing that one narrowly as it jumped back out of the net. There we go, a bit more pace from the Bruneians. Trying to make every second count with a minute and a half left. We're seeing Fizz making full use of the space. She steps up to take the shot, and it's yet another one in. 61-35. But the Singaporeans are relentless. Charmaine with another one to make it 62 in the final minute of this match between Singapore and Brunei. It is the opening netball match here at the SEA Games. The 29th edition of the Games taking place in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as the action is heating up here. Football and netball already underway, and don't forget you can catch all the action right here on Toggle and also on Octo Sports. We're coming to you live at the moment from Juara Stadium. Fizz lining up for another shot. Making it 36 for the Royal Bees. Every second counts now. Brunei is going for as much as they can. Less than 15 seconds to go. They need to find a way to get the ball down as quick as they can. Can Fizz set up that last shot? Yes, she can, making it 37. They know they can't win it, but they're not going to go out without a fight as the whistle blows. She tried but didn't quite make it. What a fantastic match between Singapore and Brunei. It has ended the same way that it did in 2015, with Singapore beating Brunei in this opening match, but not for a lack of the Bruneian reserve. They have done a fantastic job here today.
That's right. Congratulations to Team Singapore.
Congratulations to Singapore, starting the competition on the right foot.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank everyone for joining us here today.
A brilliant effort then.
It is the end of the day. We want to thank you for being with us this, I think, about 2 p.m. today.
Yes, exactly.
From Singapore and Brunei, the final score 62-37 in favour of Singapore. More matches coming your way as the week progresses. We will be back bringing you Singapore's next match between Singapore and Malaysia. That's going to be taking place on the 16th of August, so that's this Wednesday. Make sure you join us on Toggle, where you can catch all the action live here from Kuala Lumpur 2017, the 29th edition of the SEA Games. We'll be bringing you all the action. Don't forget, the official opening ceremony happens this Saturday on the 19th, and we'll be bringing you plenty of action from the games all the way through to the 30th of August. We're signing off now, but make sure you join us for Singapore's next match between Malaysia on Wednesday. It's going to be a hotly contested one. But big congratulations to Singapore and Brunei on the opening match here in the women's team preliminary round for netball. Final score, Singapore 62, Brunei 37.
Singapore.
That was a very intense game for me.
Yes, right. And also big round of applause for Team Brunei.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we want